Hi, my name is Kyler Chase. I work for Trapped Puzzle Rooms in St. Paul, Minnesota, United States. I've been working as a game master on and off for past 5 years, as well as master carpenter for Trap for the past 3 years. I don't have a code name. I didn't know it was a thing that people had. If I did, it would need to be something cool like Red 5 or Burt Macklin. The weirdest GMing experience I think I've ever had, there was one particular group that, while I was running them, they had convinced themselves that I, as the game master, was not on their side. So all of the hints that I would give them, or the nudges in different directions, they didn't believe, and as if I was trying to lead them in different directions. And so we eventually finished the room after quite a while, and at the end, one of them said to me that I almost had them, and I wasn't going to get away with my trickery. So yeah, for everybody out there, trust your game masters; they're on your side. I have adopted kind of a favorite phrase, at least this last year, running mostly audio rooms. The way that I run them, I like to become the little voice inside players' heads, and so when I give a hint, it will normally be in the form of, "You seem to think that this is this," or "Looking at this thing, it seems to you that this is this." So then at the end, when a group will say, "Oh, you gave us so many hints," and I can say, "Well, not really. All of those little hints that you got were ideas that came from you," and I think it's a much more satisfying experience. Well, coffee's the obvious answer, but if I'm in here in the apartment running audio rooms, I gotta say Pamela. Wow, favorite customer. I mean, they're all my children, but if I had to pick a favorite, John, you know who you are. If someone asks me for a hint, I normally give it to them. I'm pretty easy like that. If they're really really close to getting a solution, sometimes I'll just give them a little bit of a nudge in the right direction, and oh, there she goes. Bye. But yeah, I really like groups to get the solution on their own, but if they get to the point where they feel like they need to get a hint, I just, give them a tiny bit of a nudge, and, then it's a lot more satisfying. I do play escape rooms. Can't say that I've done any in-person rooms recently, but all in all, I've probably played around 50 or so. My favorite room I have ever played was Witch's Kitchen at Old Town Escape in Mankato, Minnesota. Sorry to say that they are closed now, so this is a bit of a tease, but the whole aesthetic of this room was just perfect. The note system that they used was this countertop that was painted in chalkboard paint, and so you would use just a stick of chalk and write down your notes. But because it was in a kitchen, it was like it was a baking countertop with flour everywhere. The middle of the room had this table that was carved out of this tree stump that was just gorgeous, and they really effectively used the entire space for their puzzles, and some very creative element-based puzzles, so using wind and water and heat. Just a very coherent room, and sorry to say that nobody can play it now. Something I've really come to enjoy, at least this past year running mostly audio rooms, is really how we can bring people together from all over the world. In a physical escape room, you're pretty much bound by the locality, and the people living in the place are the ones that generally get to play the rooms there. But with these audio rooms that we've been running, during the pandemic, I routinely will run families where, part of the family lives on the West Coast, part of the family lives on the East Coast, or, they've got friends over in the UK or Australia, and being able to bring all of these groups of people together in a time that they may not be able to see each other as regularly as they like. It's really nice, and people tend to be much nicer to each other. One last piece of advice I can give anybody who's watching this: if you're out there playing an in-person room, playing an audio room, if you've got an idea, try it. You might be wrong, but you will definitely be wrong if you don't just try your idea. So, from somebody who is also afraid to sometimes just try things, always try it. Now, at any rate, if you made it this far, thanks for watching.